Hi everyone, my name's Razak. Welcome to the show. We've got an extraordinary character here today called Val. He's running a company called IO Blend in the tech space, and he's our guest today. And we're going to do a bit of an interview with him to understand his experiences. So if there's anyone who loves IT companies from the LinkedIn family, YouTube family, you're going to love watching this. And of course, you know who I am. My name's Z Razak. So Val, thank you for coming down and seeing us. Obviously, you've enjoyed some of the hospitality that we provide. What we want to know is, right, Val, how did you end up with IO Blend and in this current space? So,
Hello, Z. Thank you very much for hosting me here in your lovely office with a lot of snacks and drinks. Always appreciate it.
yeah, it's hot as well.
Your question is very, very, very good. I mean, we're not an exception in entrepreneurship and a startup business. There's always some kind of bug that's sitting inside you that you always want to do something with your life. You want to do something to change the world. So that's how I ended up joining this exciting startup, which we call IO Blend, with my business partner Farid, and we've spent working together for the last 15 years. He's a very tech guy. I'm a bit more business strategy guy. We got together, perfect match of skill sets, and we launched the company. And here we are.
I loved how you mentioned Farid, the LinkedIn family, YouTube family watching this may not met Farid. Farid is a tech extraordinaire in this space, and it's a combination. So Val's really highlighted why in business that you need different skill sets from different types of personalities in the business to be successful, and these guys are definitely on their way. Val, I want to ask you, we talked about IO Blend and the LinkedIn family, YouTube family probably wondering, what is IO Blend, right? So can you give us a little bit of insight about IO Blend?
This is a very good question, Z, and it's not always very simple to explain because we're a deep tech company. And the deep tech companies, unless you're in that space, it's very hard to translate what exactly we do. But in simple words, this is I've been practicing, we're calling ourselves the data pipeline guys.
Wow.
And what that means is we create the links between where the data originates to where it ends up. All that data flow needs to be fully managed, fully governed, fully maintained to get you the correct and quality data end to end. And that's what we do. And it's very hard to solve with conventional tool sets.
You mentioned that, and do you know what? When we meet entrepreneurs, and everyone knows from the LinkedIn family and the YouTube family, I love talking to entrepreneurs and learning the way they speak in business, their business language, and what they're trying to achieve. And Val's tried to simplify that, and it's like the fun of data lakes, if anyone knows this, all this stuff. These guys are taking it to the next level, and they've got a tool that they've developed that can help simplify this process. So Val's been the face of this, leading this. Farid loves the tech side. He doesn't really like being in the public light, but I'm mentioning him anyway around this. Do you know the biggest thing I want to ask, because when these guys actually did it, it was COVID, right? So I want to know how you brought this to the market and the challenges, because the LinkedIn family, YouTube family love listening to business owners, but they want to know their journey from when they started, what challenges do they face, so they can get some learn from you, and hopefully make a big difference in their business journey. So
No, absolutely. I mean, we started about 6 months before the pandemic hit, and we had essentially a clean sheet. We had the framework in our heads. We had a bit of a structure of what this product will need to look like and what the market gaps we're addressing. And then we went off and started building it. We joined this wonderful Founders Factory family, and we obviously met UZ, so you guys helped us a lot through the startup of it, registration, the whole lot. And then we went building it. Obviously, we were burning cash. We was trying to raise money, and then the pandemic hit. So we had to really kind of reinvent ourselves, bootstrapped, tried to find every relative that we know about, every friend, and continue to finance our product build. We managed to completely finish the product on our own, and found, luckily, We found a really good first customer, who were
Amazing.
happy to take us on as the minimum viable product, MVP. And since then, they haven't looked back. They absolutely love our product. They use it and allowed us to finish off the bugs, to iron out all the kinks, and put on the really, really user-friendly front end, which is a game changer in this space where we are. And now we've launched the product. So it's completely live. We're talking to new exciting customers, from aerospace to medical to manufacturing.
Just to stop you there, unpack some of that stuff, because that's a huge amount of content that you've just given. First of all, you mentioned founders, right? The Founders Factory, and they're like venture capitalists. So for the people that don't know, is when you try to get money in business, you either lend it or you borrow it, and you tend to get people who want to invest money in your business, who believe in your idea. You go into a pitch, which you guys
Absolutely
did. You go out there, you pitch them your product, and then they invest money. And there's a lot of fun on that, because we had a lot of fun talking about that.
Absolutely. You got to prepare the pitch deck. You got to get it all right. You got to press, so to speak, the right buttons with the VCs you're talking to. VCs would be the venture capitalists. The difficult part is a lot of this industry moves with the trends. So whatever is hot at that moment, that's where the money is. If you're building something a bit more longer term or so groundbreaking that people don't quite understand the space yet, it makes it more difficult for a lot of companies in that kind of journey to raise money. So that's why we had to, post-pandemic, we just said, look, let's just focus on the product, show what we can do in real life, and then the market will understand and believe what we're doing. But obviously, look, I mean, in this journey, and our LinkedIn fans, Z is the man. We couldn't have got this far without his help, absolutely, because navigating this space of accounting, taxing, finance, R&D credits is absolute nightmare. You need somebody like this genius here to get us over the line.
And Val, you've been really humbling. I really appreciate it. I promise I didn't pay him to say that stuff. The bit that I wanted to really articulate is when you get finance, and essentially venture capital finance, you've got to be really careful around how you structure that, because at the end of the day, Val and Fareed, they're the people getting this product. They're putting the blood and sweat behind the product to get it out in the market, do all the stuff. They don't want to give away their equity. Equity is your ownership. And when you deal with venture capitalists, their job is to get as much equity, because if you blow up big, which these guys will do, especially after you guys watch this video, right, is that shareholding, right, is worth more money. So they buy it cheap at the beginning by investing money, and then they get a return. But you've got to be careful to keep ownership and control. What I see with a lot of startups and fast-growing techs with fantastic idea and good IP, intellectual property, is that they give too much away at the beginning. And then they don't actually own the company, and then they feel like they're in another job. And that was one of my places to make sure we communicate to the guys that, look, you're doing some fantastic work, back your ability, and try to keep as much ownership structure. And this gentleman is very savvy. So if you have to do with him on business, you'll realise that he's very clued up on that area. So that's, I think, the very important part when you get money in. Absolutely. Not just look at the money, look at the ownership that they're going to get, and is it worth it in the long term?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's a partnership between the company that is investing in you and yourselves. And if that partnership is not working, then the money is not worth it. It'll just be a liability down the road.
I think another thing, Mal, you mentioned, and when you're being so complimentary, is about R&D tax credits. So in the UK, if you invest in your own product, and provided it's unique and meets all the criteria, you can claim back a tax credit where the government pay you back cash. Why, our friends at HMRC, I met them recently, so I bet it'd be nice. They actually give you money back to your company to help you offset that expenditure. So you have to be really careful when you do that. As long as you follow the right rules and criteria, this is how you can invest money into the business and find additional funding to replace that initial investment. So I think that's been quite useful. I think the other thing is, what I really want to get to know is, obviously you explained why we've helped you on the journey, is what is the next steps of IO Blend? What are we going to do to get this product to market? You know, you've also had some challenges getting the product to market.
Absolutely.
But what's your vision going forward for IO
this?
Blend?
This is where I see is quite a bit of exciting times ahead of us. because, well, beforehand it was pretty much just heads buried into the code and non-stop coding. So it was really single-minded, focused on what we need to deliver. Now that we've got the product out, all the exciting stuff can happen, right? We get to do, we get to meet clients, we get to do potential sales pitches, we do proof of concepts,
Wow.
we get to, sign in new clients, we get to interact with a lot of, wonderful people across the space, marketing space, tech space. So in the immediate next terms, we're already getting the buzz around the new customers are very interested in our product after they've seen the demos, and they're saying this product is absolutely groundbreaking, so let's have a look at it. So we're doing quite a few demos and talking to potential customers, and then as a combination of the next 2 months, we've got this massive data event that's happening in London,
Wow.
which is called Big Data London.
Wow.
And it's an annual event, and it's the biggest in the UK. All the biggest names on the planet that are doing data stuff will be there.
What dates is this?
It's on September 21st, 22nd.
We'll be definitely
We've got our own stand, so come visit, get your freebies, see our demos.
And also, do you know what? The thing that Val's probably understated here, because he's such an excitable character and he's really passionate about his product, is that the clients that they're trying to start getting and the license and the problems they're solving by utilising technology and making it more efficient, they're huge. You were saying off here, some of the sectors that you're trying to change, it's quite big, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
This product can be used in multiple sectors, right?
Absolutely. With our technology, we do stuff with real-time data that no one else can do it, and it's fully managed, fully monitored, fully automated, that on the cost basis comparison, no one can touch us. We're saving customers 10 times what they usually would spend on their data pipelining, for instance, or digital transformation projects. And massive savings on actual delivery times. I mean, we're talking about going from 6 months projects to a week.
Wow.
I mean, that's
You've got
that's groundbreaking.
number one, time saving. Another thing is resource saving.
Absolutely.
Because when I was speaking to Fareed and yourself around what data scientists and things like that they do, you don't have to worry about that because this makes it really efficient. So you need less oversight of people.
Absolutely.
Because the system is using AI, isn't it? Artificial intelligence.
Absolutely.
On steroids,
And what we're doing is, our motto is, you build it one time, you build it right, you don't have to manage it after that. So our first customer that's been using our platform for 2 years already, they're saying they barely have any maintenance of their running pipelines, and they've never ever seen that before in their history.
Wow. So this product's revolutionary. So if you want to know more, drop us a message on LinkedIn or YouTube. We're more than happy to connect. We'll be sharing Val's details. Also, you'll be able to see him in person at the big tech day, isn't it?
Big Data London.
Day,
Yeah, please come in.
September 21st
and 22nd. You got to register. It's free to attend.
And where is it? In Olympia?
It's Olympia, London. Yes.
And as he said, there's going to be loads of people. Me and my team are going to be there as well. The team day. We're going to love to support Val because Val and Fareed have been great entrepreneurs because they really have pushed the boat out to really think about something in the marketplace that you need and making it happen. And he hasn't even mentioned the other challenges that he's faced as well. Is how do you get into the marketplace? How do you price, and how do they structure recurring income? How do you make it a sustainable business?
This is where we're going to work closely with you, Z, you know it.
But these guys, to be honest, we're just supporting. These guys are the ones that are frontline making it happen, and they have to have that vision and that passion and get people to buy in, so that is so important. And when people are structuring business, this is a perfect way to structure a business in that sense, that if you have a recurring income, like they've got something called a license, this is how you can grow and scale business, utilizing your product or service that you're providing. So exciting stuff. This is going to be amazing. Listen, Val, thank you for coming and seeing us. It's been a great insight to YouTube Link family.
Thanks so much, Z. It was a pleasure.
Fantastic. Listen, anyone who likes it, do a like and comment on here. We're more than happy to respond to those, and hope you enjoyed this content.